Week 48. Day 330, on turning back right at the very end. Don't turn back when you're just at the goal. Publius Cyrus. Many people have a tendency to back out right at the end of the journey, mere steps from accomplishing their long-term goal. If they knew that success was around the corner, they would find it in themselves to keep going. However, since it's so difficult to diagnose whether success is right around the corner or still a long way off, it happens that many throw in the towel mere seconds from their opponent falling to the ground. To prevent such an unfortunate situation from happening, from now on assume that if you've been working on a given goal for a long period of time and you're down on your knees, ready to accept defeat, it's the last test. Stand up, brush yourself off and take a few more steps. Give yourself a week or two more and make the last effort. If your situation doesn't change and there is still no success around the corner, accept a temporary defeat and step away to recover. If it does change and you meet success, you'll be glad you'd used the last remnants of energy to keep going. Day 331, on finding an easier way. Once you figure out what it is you really want, ask yourself if there's a better way to get it than to go down the path you're planning on going down. Maybe you want to be rich so that you can travel all of the time. But do you really need to be rich to do that, or is there any easier way? For example, I wanted to be rich to buy an island, but then figured out how to do it without going through the hassle of getting rich first. Tynan. There's nothing wrong or dishonorable in finding an easier way to accomplish your goals. If you can make it easier for yourself to make your dreams come true, given that it's legal and moral to do so, do it. Anything that reduces the amount of self-discipline and mental energy you need to reach your goals is a good thing. For example, if you want to travel all of the time but you currently don't have $1 million or $2 million in the bank, it doesn't mean that now you need to dedicate a decade of your life to making millions. You could achieve this same goal by doing such things as finding a location-independent job, getting a flexible job, working on a cruise ship or as a flight attendant, starting an online business, or working on short-term contracts in different countries. If you want to become fit, you can take fitness classes at your local gym and hate it every time you go there. Or you can find a type of a physical activity you actually and genuinely enjoy. If you want to lose weight, you can go on a restrictive diet that makes you feel miserable, or you can adopt lifestyle changes and embrace nutritional habits that give you some leeway while still helping you get thinner. Oh, and for the curious, Tynan managed to buy an island without getting rich first by buying the island together with a few friends. Day 332, on a lack of variety. Routine releases us from the work and willpower required for choice. Mark Sisson. When you ask several people for their first thought about what a lack of variety means, you'll probably get answers with negative connotations. To them, a lack of variety means boredom or being stuck in a rut. While routine can indeed be bad for you and your goals, it can also be a good thing. For example, in dieting, eating the same meals over and over again, but changing them every several weeks or so when you get bored of them, simplifies the entire process. You no longer have to carefully calculate every macronutrient of a different food because you always eat the same things and can easily eyeball their caloric content. In fitness, dedicating yourself to one sport or type of physical activity makes it easier to establish a habit of regular exercise. You don't have to be watchful about how much you move every given week because you have workouts scheduled on the same days, lasting the same amount of time, each probably with the same intensity. In managing your productivity, waking up and going to sleep at the same time ensures that the structure of your day is always the same, which allows you to maximize your productivity and reduce the amount of time spent figuring out when to attend to each task. There can be more freedom in a lack of variety than in living your life without such a restriction. For a period of time, say, a week. Test this approach by limiting your choices and letting your routine make your decisions for you. Day 333, on happiness as a duty. It is our duty to be happy. Why? Because our moods and happiness or unhappiness are catching. They inevitably infect other people. When we are happy, we make other people happy, especially the people closest to us, physically, at home, at work, socially, and even people we speak to on the phone, online, or by email. And, vitally important, there is the multiplier effect. I am happy, I make you happier, you make them happier, they make yet other people, whom you may never know, happier. The effect is incalculable, and it is always large. The same is true in reverse when you are miserable. So time spent being miserable is antisocial. Stop it now. Relax, change your mood, be happy, and make the world hum rather than shudder. Richard Koch. Just like you need self-discipline to become fitter, save money, learn a foreign language, or keep your house clean, so you need it to become and remain happy. As we've already discussed, in some ways, being a negative person is being a lazy person. It takes more work to think positive thoughts, so we choose to feel unhappy because it's an easier state to access. We could just as well invest some energy and feel good. Whether you're happy or not wouldn't mean much for your goals if it weren't for the fact that a positive attitude is one of the keys to accomplishment. It makes you believe that you can achieve the impossible, boosts your courage, and keeps you going when you're hit with one difficulty after another. Consequently, you need to work on happiness, just like on any other important aspect of a self-disciplined life. If you find it challenging to put yourself in a good mood, think of happiness as a moral duty. You owe it to your loved ones and strangers to be happy because your mood, to a smaller or a larger extent, will infect them. When you have the flu, you don't deliberately go to crowded places or sneeze near your loved ones, you try your best not to infect them. Why would happiness be any different? Exert some self-discipline to think happy thoughts and eradicate the bad mood. It's within your control to feel great or miserable. Strive to infect others with happiness, not sadness. A great side effect is that the happier you make other people, the easier it will be to remain happy yourself. Day 334, on self-criticism. Self-criticism is consistently associated with less motivation and worse self-control. Kelly McGonigal. Berating yourself for your failures simply doesn't work. Instead of motivating you to do better next time, it only brings you down, causing you to be even less likely to exert your willpower. In fact, being too harsh towards yourself can turn one slip-up into a full-blown crisis or even into giving up on your goals because you become convinced that you're too weak to change your life. Instead of self-criticism, give yourself self-compassion. Whenever you fail to meet your standards, remind yourself that you were probably doing your best, but this time it simply didn't work. Human beings aren't perfect, so don't assume that you'll have 100% adherence to a diet, a workout program, or any other resolution you have. Then, instead of looking for reasons why you suck because you failed, look for lessons in your slip-up and vow to do better next time, being careful to not repeat the same mistakes. Being kind to yourself will ultimately motivate you more to try again than poisoning yourself with your critical voice ever could. Day 335, on wishing. When people say I wish, they don't really believe it. I wish I could save money or I wish I could lose weight means but I don't believe it's possible. Brian Tracy. One effective, and at first glance, perhaps a bit naive, strategy to help you develop success-friendly habits, traits, and behaviors is to change your language. The words that you use have a direct impact on you. If you tell yourself that you wish you could be different, you're essentially telling the world that it's not within your control to change. How likely are you to change yourself if the words like "I wish" come out of your mouth so frequently? How much confidence will you have in your ability to reach your goals if you don't believe it's possible that you can achieve them? Set a simple challenge. For the next 7 days, whenever you catch yourself saying you wish you could do something, stop and rethink it. Is it really something that you will never be able to accomplish, such as become younger, or is it just your brain serving you your own limiting beliefs? If it's the latter, make a list of immediate actions you can take to transform "I wish" into "Here's how I'm going to do it." Day 336, on remembering that your time is limited. Thinking that we have ample time to do things later is the greatest myth, the greatest hang-up, and the greatest poison. If we knew that tonight we were going to go blind, we would take a longing, last real look at every blade of grass, every cloud formation. If we knew that we were going to be deaf tomorrow, we would treasure every single sound. Pema Chodron. Death can be the ultimate motivator. In a 2007 movie, The Bucket List, it's their impending death that motivates two terminally ill men to embark on a road trip with a wish list of things they want to do before their illnesses claim their lives. From time to time I like to imagine that I have a few months of life left. I ask myself if I would die fulfilled or if there would be something I would deeply regret not having done. Taking a few minutes to imagine such a scenario is a helpful exercise in discovering your true priorities and serves as a powerful boost of motivation to act now. Thinking about death is morbid, but ultimately it can also act as an inspiring experience that can shake you out of inaction. Imagine your last hours and think that you'll never be able to do the things that you've wanted to do your entire life, but never acted upon. The only thing left is regret that when you could have done them, you chose to put those things off, and now you can only imagine how it would feel to accomplish them. Now realize that you're still here, still alive and kicking, and there's still a possibility of making your dreams come true. Why on earth are you still putting off those important goals, knowing that one day you'll no longer be able to pursue them?